guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm just doing Kylie Jenner inspired makeup look. First thing first, we are moisturising our skin, and then we are prepping the eyes with the MAC Soft Ochre Paintpot. Just using a little bit of amount on the eyelids, and then we'll be setting them with just a normal, like any powder you can work is fine. I use just an eyeshadow colour that matches my skin tone. I got this new baby a couple of days ago from Sephora Australia. This is the Kat Von D Vida Loca palette. And I'm just going to be putting some of these shades on my eyes. So today I am using the Molder shade, and I'm just going to put that all over the lid where we place the soft ochre paint pot, just to set everything in place so everything is easy to blend. Now I'm going in with the shade Shutter. This is more like a taupey shade, and then I'm going in with Noble. I'm just going to place that as a transition shade into the crease. I'm just doing windshield wiper motions with my MAC blending brush. I'm just going to be doing that a few times just to deepen the colour up, and then we'll be going in with the colour Analog or Analogue. I have no idea. I'm just putting a tiny bit of that on the outer V and then blending it through where the transition shade starts, just to make it a little bit more brighter. And I'm just constantly blending all these shades just to make it a little bit more of a transitioning shade, because you don't want to have any harsh lines. Even though it doesn't look like I'm blending much, even throughout I am still blending. So I'm going with this Kat Von D palette as well. I'm just using this really bright gold colour just on the inner part of my eyelid, just to make it a little bit more bright. And then don't forget to blend all them harsh lines out. After blending, I'll be going back into the Kat Von D Vida Loca palette, and I'm just going to be picking up the shade Harpsichord. I have no idea what that says either, but I'll put all the labels and colours down in the description bar as well. Just deepening up that outer V with this orangey shade as well, and then just going back in and blending all these out just to make it look seamlessly. Now I'm going in with the shade Vox, V-O-X or something like that. It's a dark brown colour. Any dark brown colour you have is fine, and just really darkening up that outer V as well. And then we're just going to blend out all them harsh lines. And I'm going back into the shape, the Harpsichord or whatever it is, and just making sure everything is extremely bright, and then I'll be blending it out. I just realised how much Kat Von D I'm using in this video. This is the Kat Von D tattoo liner, and I'm just going to make a bit of a wing. You don't have to do a wing, I just wanted to do a little one, just to one, cover the lash band, and two, because I love a good wing. I think it really brings out the Kylie Jenner kind of inspired look, as with her, well, the inspiration I got was from an Instagram photo. She had really nice soft eyes, a little bit of a wing, and extremely dark lips. You don't have to have a wing if you don't want to. If you're uncomfortable doing a winged eyeliner, totally fine. You can just put on some thick band eyelashes and you'll be ready to go. So just starting off with the, oh my god, inner corner of the eye, and then just making a little bit of a stencil, filling it in, and then yeah, we're going to pop up some lashes, and these are just by Glam eyes from Priceline. They're like $11. Then just to make it a little bit more intense, I'm going to be adding some individual lashes. Trying to prep the skin, I'm just using the Makeup Forever Mattifying Primer. This is really great for making your foundation stay longer and to make sure that it's not going to move. And just block out all my disgusting pores. I'm just using the Smashbox Pore Minimiser in the Benefit Professional. And just dabbing this into where you have the problematic pores into your skin. Just to make a little bit of a hydrated skin, we are going to be using the Smashbox Primer Water and just smothering ourselves in that. Now I'm going in with the Nars Sheerglow and the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector, making a little bit of a mixture on the back of my hand, and then just dabbing this into my skin just to make sure we have a flawless finish. The brush I'm using today is the Real Techniques buffing brush. You can get that from Priceline or online as well. Now I'm just going to go in and do my eyebrows before I set everything in place. I'm using the Anastastia Beverly Hills Chocolate Dip Brow, and I'm just going to do an outline of my eyebrows and then fill them in. I'll be doing a full-on brow routine very soon for you guys. I'm pretty excited to do it. Hopefully I can get it next time when I go and get my eyebrows done professionally, and then show you what I do afterwards makeup wise as well, just because I think if you want to have good eyebrows, you have to treat your eyebrows properly as well, get them waxed, tinted, etc, etc. So yeah, fingers crossed that'll be coming up soon. I got this amazing gift box from the Maya Benefit, and it was like $80 for all these 4 products. You got the Real Mascara, the Gimme Brow, the High Beam, and the Hola Bronzer. I just couldn't say no. It was like buy 2 basically, get 2 free. It was amazing. So just setting my eyebrows down the Gimme Brow, and then going in with the Anastastia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit. I'm using the first 2 lighter shades, and I'm going to be highlighting my face, my chin, my bridge of my nose, and a little bit in between my eyebrows, just to make sure that we really have a highlighted eye. All the Kardashians really have extremely extremely highlighted under eye. So yeah, just going in and really highlighting under my eyes, and then doing the chin. You don't have to use a cream contour kit if you have a lighter shade of like a foundation stick or any concealer at all. You can use this as well. It's just what I had on me. And I've been really loving this contour kit lately. I added some face oil to it, and it's just made it so much more easier to blend out. It's like butter. And my clients love the way it sits in their skin, so I can't complain about that. So I'm just going in with a Real Techniques stippling brush, just blending out all them edges before I start using the contouring shades. With the contouring shades, I use most of them, just starting from the lightest into the darkest, just kind of making like a transition from the bright yellow to the pink to the light browns to the even lighter brown, and then to the cinnamony chocolate colour. So as you can see now, I am just darkening up the forehead where I want it at least to look as big as it is. Then I'll be doing my cheekbones to make them look more prominent, and also be doing my nose. I don't have a big nose, I just like the way it looks. It makes it look everything kind of sharper in my, what I think anyway. So just doing a little bit of a nose contour. Take your time with this if you have quite an enlarged nose and you want to make it look a little bit more skinnier. Take your time as well. Now I'm going in with this Bobbi Brown foundation stick just to blend out all of that contouring as well on a stippling brush, and just slowly dabbing that into the skin and doing circular motions to blend that all out and make it look seamlessly. Now I'm going in with a dry beauty blender. You don't have to do this step, I just like doing it just to really press in the product before setting it all anyway. So now I'm going in with the Naked Urban Decay Skin Concealer in the shade, I think, Fair Light. And just really concealing under my eyes because I have a bit of discoloration, I have a bit of purple and blues. Just heavily concealing under my eyes, and yeah. Then I'll be blending all of that out with a beauty blender as well. Oh, God, that's a good look. I'm just making my contour a little bit harsher by putting a couple of the concealer underneath that contour, just to make sure it's a little bit more prominent while I sing. Don't mind me. So now I'm just going with a dry beauty blender again, really pressing in that product before I wet it, just so I know that the product's into the skin before soaking it up with the moisture. And as you can see, I really wet it, and I'm just drying it out with a towel, and then I'll be getting under the eyes, forehead, nose, and making sure that I don't have any creases before I set it all. A couple of people have told me they have purchased beauty blenders and they really don't like them. They don't really see a difference. Until a month ago, my friend was using just like a tiny little bit of water until I showed her how to really use it. Now she's obsessed. So just make sure you really drench your beauty blender and get all the residue out as well. Now to set all that concealer and highlight, we're just going to be using the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. And if you do get creasing, make sure you just blend out as much as you can so you can reduce the obviously the creasing. So just going in with the Real Techniques, what is it called? Oh my god, the setting brush. Oh, it's been a long day. So just going in with the Real Techniques setting powder brush and using the Kat Von D the banana shade, and just really packing that on where all the places that has been highlighted. Now I'm going in with a Too Faced bronzer, and I'm just going to be warming up the cheeks a little bit. I find this bronzer a little bit muddy if you put too much on, so just really starting off slowly and building that colour up where my brush doesn't shred all over my face. So just building that colour up slowly but surely, just dabbing into the skin so I'm not disturbing the foundation. Going back into that palette of the Kat Von D, and then just really warming up the face with the middle shade. I'll put it in the description bar because I'm not exactly sure what it is. I'm just using this Napoleon Purtis like double-sided brush. This is the blush side, but I love doing this brush as well because it's just an amazing, I think it's goat hair, and it just doesn't soak up the product as much. I'm just doing circular motions just to blend out everything. Now I'm going in with a NYX brush. This is a NYX blush. It's a really pretty, kind of like a mauvey color. It's beautiful. It's not too intense. So now I'm just going to bake under my contour just to make it sure it's going to stick all day. Grabbing the Laura Mercier translucent powder, the wet beauty blender, and just carving underneath my cheekbones. This step isn't essential. I just wanted to make everything a little bit more sharper in my contour area. And now I'm going in with the Hola Benefit bronzer with my Nars Ida brush, and I'm just going to really, really carve out them cheekbones. Also just going to be putting a little bit of that on my forehead, near my temples, just because I feel like I do have quite an enlarged forehead, and just to make it look a little bit more shorter. I'm just going to wipe away that baking we did just so it's not too intense. I'm just doing circular motions. Now I'm using the brand new High Beam, well it's not new, it was new to me, and I was really confused in how the hell you use it. For some reason I thought it was a nail polish. And I was going to be dotting that on the places where I wanted to be highlighted, which was the cheeks and a little bit of the temples on top of my eyebrow. I really actually enjoyed this formula of this highlighter. I thought it was amazing, extremely pigmented, and it actually stayed all night even through sweat. I love a good highlighter, especially a liquid one, and I was super impressed. So I'm really glad I bought this in the kit. Just going in with my damp beauty blender and just blending out all the harshness of that highlighter. And yeah. And after that, now that it is actually a little bit wet, I want to set it using my new Opal highlighter, and I love it. I think it's so gorgeous. Oh, look how intense that is. Oh, I just couldn't get over it. So just dabbing that onto where it is a little bit tacky just to set it all in place. Putting a little bit on my forehead and going back to the under eyes. So now I'm just going back into that harpsichord shade, putting a little bit in the middle of my lower lash, and then we are going to be putting a little bit of this yellowy shade in the palette, which is called Legend, on the inner corner of the eye. Kind of like a ombre rainbow kind of effect. So it's really opening up the eyes. Then just putting a little bit on my inner corner just to make sure everything is a little bit more pigmented and a little bit more bright as well. It's such a pretty shade. It looks like more of a goldy shade on the palette face to face, but when putting it on your eyes, it looks more of a highlighted shade. I love it. So I'm just going in with that dark brown and the black metal shade, and just doing a little bit of a tight line of the eyeshadow, just to make sure my eyes look a little bit blended on the lower lash line near the wing, just so there's just not this random wing coming out. Kind of looks like it's connected to the lashes and then the lashes and also the mascara as well, which we're going to be doing later on. Just so it looks a little bit more blended and a little bit more of a cat eye kind of effect without putting heaps of eyeliner on, without making my eye look really small. And just blending that out with that same brush that has a little bit of the pigment still left on it. So now I'm just going in with a MAC pencil. This is a strip down and just overdrawing my lips a little bit. This is more of a nudie shade on me. And then you can just leave it as that if that's how you want it, that's fine. You can just have like a nice browny nudie lip. But I wanted to do more of a Kylie Jenner inspired of the lip kit colour. This is the Jeffree Star Dominatrix lipstick. And I'm just using this on my lips today. I love the shade of this lipstick, but god damn it's a bitch to get off. Oh, it's an amazing shade, and it's just hard if you want to put a second layer on. If it's come off, it kind of does go a little bit, I can't even describe it. It's the most weirdest texture. If you keep putting it on and on, it kind of makes like a little bit of a, I can't even explain it, but it just goes yucky. So if I recommend using this if you had a dark lip liner, like a brownie color, which I didn't have. So you can just fix up the places where if you ate or anything like that, it won't go all goopy and gross. The texture is like eyelash glue. So yeah, eyelash glue on your lips if you put too much on. But yeah, I love this shade. I just couldn't get over it. And just going in with some concealer on my brush where I kind of messed up a little bit and just fixing it up. But besides that, I'm absolutely obsessed with this look. I'll be using it for Christmas, maybe even New Year's Eve with a nice nude dress. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and yeah, thank you so much. Bye!